Hey guys, what's going on? It's Titan's Revenge, and I'm back with another video about new Capricorn filament. As I mentioned in a previous video, they sent me 3 rolls of brand new filament that they're about to debut, this one being the Rainbow Silk. Be sure you stick around to the end of the video for something really cool. So to test this filament out, I'm throwing this on my Focus Odin F5 with a 0.4 nozzle and a 0.2 layer height. I'm printing at the recommended 220, which seems a little bit high for this filament, but everything still came out beautiful. The first thing I ran off and printed was this ornate Cubone skull done by Chelsea over at Chaos Core. This thing has a lot of detail and looked really beautiful in this filament. Trying to get perfect tuning for filament settings with retractions versus heat can sometimes tend to be a challenge. I think I got really good prints out of this, but there were definitely some things that I could have changed. I believe lowering the temperature and raising the retractions would have helped with some of the stringing and blobbing issues I got. When printing and color changing silk, nothing really turns out better than things like dragon scales, fish scales, things with a lot of detail. I grabbed this one from ICZ Furs over on printables.com, and I'm really happy with the way this came out. And as I stated in my last video, what better way to show off their filament than to print their model? This is of course the main model for Capricorn, and it's such a good model to print because it has a lot of different kinds of detail, as well as the scales and textures in the tail, which really tend to show things off. Again, any stringing or blobbing that you see are from my end and not the filament itself. These are things that I typically don't mind just because they are a little bit easy to clean up. And going right into this next model, this is a little baby unicorn by Chelsea over at Chaos Core. If you guys don't know who Chelsea is, please go check out her Patreon and consider subscribing. She does some great models, and I enjoy featuring her models in my videos. At this point, my printer started under extruding, so I had to cut this video just slightly short. I did make one more attempt to print another model. ICZ Furs over on printables.com tends to upload a lot of support-free remixes. This is actually a support-free night. They seem to be a little bit easier to print, especially when testing, but as you can see, I was starting to get some really bad blobbing and over extrusions, and again, that was something going on with my printer and not with the filament itself. I think overall the filament did a great job. The more dense you print a figure, the more color changes you will get. The colors are vibrant and they really stand out. One last thing is I wanted to get a group shot of everything here because something cool kind of happens. Hey, wait, who turned out the lights? For those of you with black lights, fire those things up. This rainbow filament really sparkles under that black light. Overall, this is a great filament. I advise that you should pick it up. And just remember, Capricorn, it's not just tubing anymore.